Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Today, obviously, is CPI. We see back and forth volatility here at the release, which honestly isn't your typical CPI. Typically on CPI, we just see like a straight shot higher, straight shot lower, but today it's a little bit different. Not that it makes a difference because we still don't execute until anything after 8:50 a.m. and after. Good morning, JC, Market Madness. Good to see you guys here. So, if you guys watch the pre-market analysis, that will give you a better understanding of, what I'm currently submitting to on the charts here. Looking at it here, obviously right here we have short-term buy stops. Like I said, if we really significantly dig within this sell-side imbalance here, then it's likely to see us press up another all-time high once more, just because this right here should not be returned to if we're gonna really start turning bearish, because this would be a balanced price range, right? So we have we buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve, and then we leave that range, and this would be considered a breakaway gap, right? So if this is repriced to, that's obviously showing excessive bullishness, and we'd be just looking at the high here. But looking at what we currently are doing here, we see here's our midnight opening price. Extend that out. We trade below that, and then right at CPI opening, due to swing lower below that midnight opening, and now we're pressing higher above this high. Everything towards the short-term buy side, residing right here. Now, obviously, no matter what we do following this day, lots of sell sides getting stacked up here. Okay, so right here we've relative equal lows. See this clean sell side liquidity pool here at equilibrium. So we take our current daily range that we're within. Clearly, we're in a premium, right? This, whenever the market finally and really shows me market structure wise that we're gonna start declining lower, this is my main short-term objective on the daily time frame. Now I'm going to look at NASDAQ. So pretty much same thing on NASDAQ. Extend this imbalance to the right. Now for the pre-market analysis with NASDAQ, I mentioned this daily fair value gap right here. So this right here. Okay, as long as we stay below this, I'll be looking at lower pricing into the sell side here and sell side here. If we start pressing above it, or anything significant above the midpoint here, then it's better to just anticipate it to trade above the all-time high once more. Okay. So although I'm obviously I'm aware of the fact that how clean all of this in here is, and it's just asking to be cleaned out inevitably. It's just a matter of when. Although I'm acknowledging that, I'm also, respecting that risk of us pressing into another all-time high, right? So just not trying to aggressively pick the top, but once the market really tips its hand to me, obviously I can short or whatever else it presents to me. Alright, so let's see what we do with this down close candle here. So notice the immediate response I'm off of this down close candle here. Now let me look at Dow. So Dow, surprisingly the most volatile, and getting relatively close to this all-time high here. Okay. Now let's go to dollar index. Okay, so clearly dollar index had engineered buy-side liquidity highs prior to CPI built in here, and above the opening, boom, took the buy stops. Not quite sure if we got to this up close candle. No, we didn't. Traded up to this premium sell side imbalance. Okay. And then looking at the daily time frame, we were traced. So on the daily time frame, technically we have a 3 drives pattern. So we trade up once, trade up above the daily high, previous day high taken once more, and then up into the daily for value gap. And then look at this down close candle here. You take the low to the close there, extend that out. So for dollar index, just for right now, we'll be looking at sell side liquidity here first, just until this is what I'll be submitting to, and until the market shows me something different. And then we'll reference what we do with, I'm not going to do another box, I'm going to draw some lines here. So you're going to want to take the low of this buy side imbalance, sell side inefficiency. You want to take the low, the high, as well as the midpoint. So it's kind of stuck between a discount and premium inefficiency right now. Although I would prefer to see us run down to that sell side. While ES and NASDAQ are still rising up. And then on ES, look, down close candle here. What does institutional order flow tell us? Bullish institutional order flow tell us every down close candle should be supported until we reach a key draw on liquidity. Okay, we just reached that short-term buy side right here. Reaching premium. And then also, if you look real close here, you will notice this breaker right here on the hourly time frame. So we have a high, low, higher high, displacement below the down close candle, so that would be a failed order block, right? See how we trade up, wick into it, respect it beautifully to the high end, trade back up into it once more here, respect it once more, trade off, and then we're back into it. So with how we saw price react up off of this breaker in the past right here on Friday, I would say if we do close above this breaker here, the probabilities of us pressing into another all-time high increase. Good morning, Francesco. Did you watch Order Block episode 3? I'm curious. Those 3 episodes right there are actually very powerful. It's really, I mean, if that's all you used, you could be more than profitable. Those 3 episodes, though, if you just watch them back to back, I know for a fact it's a very powerful, straight to the point, everything you need type teaching. And that's why it's here in the mentorship tab. Amount, so see how we made the higher high here at 8:45. So we made that higher high we made that higher low right here while looking at ES and NQ. At the same time, we made a higher high. So that would be a cracking correlation. And if this is followed by a significant displacement or whatever else, other signatures we'd like to see, that would be a known as our cracking correlation. So every average agreeing with each other in terms of a higher high, but then we flip to dollar index and we see on that 1 minute fractal time frame, it makes that higher low. So obviously we use the averages and dollar index inversely. So this right here would be a cracking correlation, SMT. Now, does that mean that's a trade idea? No. This is what we're speculating as of right now. If we start having more moving parts that support an idea, then yes, that would, the SMT would add to the probabilities. And as for yesterday, clearly there was really no reason to stream because I already had a predetermined plan to not take any trades, right? So, knowing, I already know how price behaves prior to CPI, and we saw that here. Now, inevitably, you guys know me and what I'm about to say. Inevitably, there's always going to be those, no matter what price looks like, there's always going to be those guys on Twitter saying, this was clean, here's my executions, here's where I made money. Okay, yes, you had a successful gamble, great. I'm glad you made money, but as traders, we sit this type of stuff out. And we see NASDAQ looks even worse. So, as of right now, NASDAQ above the short-term buy side right here, failing to get up above this high, which is good. Without drawing out a fib, we'll see that we're in a short-term premium just because we're above the highs here. That would be enough to send us lower just because using the daily range, we're in a premium, okay? Seeing if we really start getting signatures that suggest lower pricing, which has not taken place yet, right? So all we're doing is trading back down below this short-term low here and then back down into the order block one more time. But anyway, if it starts showing me wants to go lower, obviously I'd be looking at 8:30 opening, midpoint of the wick, and the low. Like a Dow, really displacing there. So dollar index holding. Remember this imbalance here? We said we'd study that. Dollar index is holding there below the short-term sell side. And remember, we made that higher low back down into the down close candle, and now we're pressing higher above this swing high and other premium raise right here. So I'll be looking at midpoint of the wick right here and seeing if we can't continue on past that. So see the weakness on the averages now inversely. Alright, boom. So going into the macro here, we see we just traded below this swing low. We disregarded this down close candle and this down close candle. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and take this 5-minute imbalance here and I'm going to extend that out. And we'll see if we can act inversely here. Alright, so I am actually going to throw in a short here and target that opening Now, if it comes up and stops me out, and it turns out it needs a little bit more time to start spooling in a direction, then obviously I'll just get a re-entry. But for now, I like where we're at. Up into the opposing down close candle here, and the imbalance. We have this 15-minute volume imbalance hovering down here. So dollar index continuously pressing higher here. Now, it doesn't really look like I got a great entry where I'm at right here with how it rose up, but if you look, I just basically just shorting the low end of this 5-minute inversion. And I'm not going to try to aim for, something crazy and try to get the low here or anything like that. I'm just, if you look where I put my sell limit, it's just a low below that original sell side liquidity pool that was engineered for the CPI release there, and that would be 15 handles. So I'm alright with that. So number one, on the downside, we have this small imbalance. We have 8:30 opening, and then we also have midpoint of the wick. So although we have lower discount rates, we'd be able to reasonably target, expecting if we'd be continuing lower. I'm still going to put my buy limit higher, okay? So 15 handles is more than enough. Watch here. This up close candle. Disregarding where my buy limit's at, this down close candle right here, us trading lower, this here will act as a magnet. So this would be really just objective number one for anyone that would be shorting. So let me just go. I was looking for the magnet. Okay, so stop's just gonna go above this high now that was formed. Move up off of that, right? So stop loss, I'm now only risking 3.5 handles, okay? So risk is able to be lowered, and then we're aiming for, same profit objective. So this is the last time my stop will move. It's not moving anymore from where it's at. Alright, there's that volume imbalance priced in on NASDAQ, as well as the down close candle there. We'll see if ES can't get down there as well. So if we do need a retracement, okay, I'll allow it to, bump up into the up close candles here. Maybe the volume imbalance here, but if we start seeing, anything past that, I'll obviously just go ahead and close the trade. But for now, I still like what I'm seeing. Alright, boom. I thought we were getting ready to tag it, but this here would be the first objective. Second objective down here. Midpoint of the wick, right? Okay, there we go.